Okay, sorry about the camera angle. So, quick thing here. So, point of this video is to talk a little bit about the build and what's going on here. Um, so, Exoptic, don't mind my game being in Portuguese, it is what it is. Let me sell this, get rid of this, because we don't need it. Okay, so usually these are the three items that people usually go. I think Reconciliator is something that people are doing on mid lane, something like this. Um, so Reconciliator is actually like just a bad item overall. Like it's being beaten by every other item on everything, burst and scaling. So it's actually just a bad item. Even early game as a standalone item, it's not worth it on Tristana. Collector is the item everyone is doing for burst damage, which has pretty good burst damage. And then Yuntal is like the item that everyone is building most often. It's like it has good scaling, it has good damage early on ish. Not as good as Collector, but it has a good passive added to it. So overall, good item, scales well as well, and it's not much more expensive than Collector. However, Exoptic is doing more damage than Collector, and is cheaper, and it's just overall just a better burst item because it also scales better than Collector. Now, of course, with Exoptic at level 7, I'm level 14 right now. At level 7, which is around level 7, level 8 is when you get your first item. So you should get Exoptic around level 7, level 8. At level 6, if you get very fed in lane. And at level 7, Tristana gets enough range to proc the item at max range. Now, of course, the way the item works is if you're hitting at max range with 600 attack range, you get the 10% increase. If not, you get less, but you still get a percentage of it. So depending on how close you are to your target, you get a percentage of the value, the max value, which is 10%. But the interesting thing about this is that you might be thinking, oh, but if I go Exoptic, I want to always be at max range, which means my combo with the W to go in, which I usually would do with Collector, doesn't work as well. No, it's actually fine. If you do your full combo with this item, with your jump and everything, meaning you're going to be close to melee, if not immediately melee, the damage between this item and Collector is not that different. Collector is winning by like very, very small numbers. And realistically, even if you do the jump and go into melee, the enemy is going to move as well most of the time. And they're going to try to move away from you. And also realistically, there's will be times where you jump and you don't really, go melee. You keep some distance and you still hit, which gives you some increase of percent damage here immediately. And of course, there are also times where you want to save your W. You don't want to go in, or you want to go in at the last minute to get your reset on W and go out immediately. And in those cases, you're going to be always doing more damage with this item than Collector. A lot more, not just a bit, by a lot more damage because you'll have the full percentage added onto it. Now, of course, this item, as I said, also scales better than Collector. So at 2 items, 3 items, 4 items, how many items you wish is going to be doing more than Collector all the time because of the percentage added value to it. Plus, if you get a kill, you get extra range. Now, I can show you a bit of like what the damage looks like at max range. There you go. I mean, of course, this is like I have added nothing to this dummy, and I'm only 25% crit, but it's just to give you an idea. You can do the testing yourself and see the difference. The numbers tell everything you need to know. So I could spend here a 30-minute video showing all the numbers, but you can do the testing yourself. Now, the cool thing about Exoptic as well is that in terms of scaling, it's not too far off from Yuntal. I think, in my opinion, Yuntal does scale better when you reach 3-4 items, just because it's rampaging damage with the attack speed. If you're hitting targets that take a long time to kill, or if you're in team fights that take a long time to actually hit stuff, then Yuntal will, gradually just do better than Exoptic. Just because Yuntal is built for constant damage, constant hits, while when you build Exoptic, it's more built for a burst damage back out and wait for your burst again. So it's very different playstyles. And that's why Yuntal wins around those items. However, those 3-4 items. However, the damage is not that different, to be fair. So you can easily just go Exoptic still, most of the time. But I would recommend going Exoptic when you know for sure you have at least 3 targets you can one-shot. Because if you go Exoptic with, let's say, Infinity Edge right after, because I think it's the best item to go right after, even though it's a bit expensive, then you can choose between LDR or Navori. Navori, I'd say, if you actually need to hit a lot, then Navori is nice, because it also refreshes your cooldowns. If you're just going for full burst, just go LDR third item and just get that burst, and you literally one-shot any squishy. It doesn't fucking matter. It deals so much damage. Now, the cool thing about Exoptic as well is that it works on everything. It works on this scuttle over here, so max range. 546, that was a crit though. Let me go melee range. 546, remember? I need to crit though. 510. So there you go. Exoptic working on the scuttle. Does it work on Drakes? Yes, it does. 458 with crit at max range. Let's get close. Can I crit, please? 419. So as you see, also works on that. It will work on Baron as well. And so any epic monster, really, it will work. It works on minions. It works on everything. It even works on towers. Let me show you. Let's do the bomb, I think. I'll just show you with an auto attack. Auto attack should be fine. So 50 at max range. Now let's get close. 47. Of course, I'm doing a lot less damage than usual because I don't have minions, but you see the difference. It's there. This works on the E as well, so if I do the bomb, 192. Now let me refresh cooldowns, get in melee range, and do my bomb. 188. See what I mean? It even works on the bomb. It works on everything of your kit, and it works on every single thing. Towers, any objective on the map, it works on everything. So, on top of being a good item to kill other players and other champions, it's actually just a very good item for doing it, like simple, like doing objectives, bursting towers. It works on them as well, and because of the essence of the 10%, it scales. The more items you have, the more damage you have, the more ramping damage this is going to give you. So yeah, if there's any other questions, just put down on my Patreon or message me on Twitter or X, I guess, if you want to call it that now. But yeah, enjoy the build. It's definitely worth to give it a try in solo queue and competitive. Just be careful that when you're doing it in competitive, don't just blindly do it. Think about when it might be better to go Yuntal and when it might be better to go this item, Exoptic. Because it's not black and white. You actually have to see the team comp and try to see what is better. Are you going to be hitting a lot? Are there beefy targets for you to hit? A lot of them. Then maybe Yuntal will be better. It will feel a little bit less powerful in the early game, but eventually you will ramp up with your 3 items and deal the damage you need to those beefy targets. If there are not that many beefy targets, then for sure, Exoptic, just go one-shot the people you have to one-shot, and that's it. Alright, hope this was this helped you guys with some little insight. Anything else? Check out my links.